So yeah, we started in 2015. We've been in business for basically 3.5 years. I've been with the company for a little over 2 years now. In 2015, we started with one Shopify store, regular Shopify store, with the CEO and the inventors of this kind of just making it in a garage somewhere and sending them out. We grew to 2017. We were seeing a lot of people ordering from Germany, so we decided to open a Germany store in euros. And then later in 2017, we opened an American store because we started seeing a lot of growth in that market. Again, separate stores so that we could offer separate currencies at checkout, which we think, we did a lot of testing on this, and people would get right up to the checkout point, see the currency switch from from euros to pounds, from dollars to pounds, get a little confused as to what was happening, kind of just nope completely out of the system. So we took the choice to open in as many different places as we could. We opened the UK store up globally. I don't know if that press worked, but I don't want to do it again out of fear. Yeah, there we go. Opened up the UK store globally and ended up shipping it everywhere. 2019 just hit. We just opened a non-Shopify store in China because you can't do Shopify in China yet. And we're about to go live in Japan in about 2 weeks, which why it looked like I hadn't slept. So yeah, 195 countries and 67 territories that exist, and we've been accessed in 230 of them, and some place called Anonymous Proxy, which I'm very interested to visit soon. And much like a game of Outbreak, we've yet to crack Antarctica or Madagascar. Hopefully 2020 will be that year. Yeah, we've sold 35 million meals to 80 countries, all through Shopify Plus. Now, just running through what that means in terms of numbers, because 35 million meals doesn't really mean anything tangible. Year one, selling out of a garage, setting up a couple of people, made 700,000. Year two, 5.8 million. Year three, 14 million. I like to account that I joined the company between year one and here, and will be taking most of the credit. And year four, which we're about to throw records for, £40 million, which is not bad. That's 185% year-on-year growth, and we just did 5.3 million in January alone. It's been interesting growing this fast on Shopify as a platform, and one of the things lots of people come to us and say is like, you're getting too big for Shopify. Shopify isn't an enterprise platform, you need to go to Magento. And what I say to those people is, you've never had to develop for Magento. So let's see if these slides work. So yeah, we currently have 8 Shopify Plus stores, just about to launch in Japan, which will take us to 9. And then China hiding over here on Yoshida, which has been really fun to develop for in Chinese. So we'll hide that out of the way. So yeah, we've had a lot of interesting things in trying to have as many Shopify Plus stores at the same time. Oh, my GIF isn't going to work. That cat should be typing furiously. That's actual footage of me at work. So we've built our store from the ground up with no theme, which I would not recommend doing to anybody who doesn't have to. And we currently sync that to all of these stores at the same time. And we leverage Shopify's settings and also the geolocation work we do to differentiate the content that we spit out to those countries, depending on where people are visiting from. But the most important thing that I think we've done as a business, other than hire the right people, we've gone from 6 months ago, me being the only developer in the company, to now running a team of what will very soon be 8 people out of the custard factory in Digbeth. We've got myself, 2 front-end developers, there's going to be 3 back-ends, we've got a QA tester, we've got a UI UX in-house, we've got a translations manager. We've hired the right people as quickly as we possibly could, but setting up relationships with companies who can do the things that we don't have time to do. And that's been the same ever since the start. We started working very early on with a company called Emetria for our emails to allow us to build email campaigns, to be able to work out how long it takes somebody to use the average order of Huel, so we know when to start emailing them again, saying, hey, you guys might need to order some more stuff if you're not on a subscription. Or if you are on a subscription and it's set too late, you might want to change what that subscription is, because we know by now you've probably run out of Huel, and nobody wants that. We work with Recharge for subscriptions. I wish Rob from Recharge was here today, because I love to point him out and make him feel awkward. But yeah, we've been working with Recharge for 3.5 years. They manage all of our subscription side of things, and by setting up personal relationships with people at Recharge, we've managed to leverage things that aren't normally available to people. We've managed to get hold of stuff that we can use as developers, which I'll be coming on to later, to be able to do things that basically that platform shouldn't be able to do. Snowflake and Mode are both for data, and they're really boring, but I thought I'd include them because the slide looked better. But the main point I want to get into is the engineering team at Huel. We treat the engineering team like we're an agency within the company. And so the most important relationship we think there is in the company is the marketing team and thinkers over here as the client, and us, the engineering team, as the agency. So I think one of the biggest things I can say, that if you were to manage this sort of ridiculous growth in such a short amount of time, or even much less growth over much longer amounts of time, which is what we expected, but luckily, what has happened, is that, there's no way to sound this without sounding like an idiot. But yeah, by hiring the right people to do the development, to do the things that you can't do, which when they brought me in, when I've brought the people who work for me who are in here now in, because they can do things I can't do, that's the most important relationship we have in the company, because they're the people who are going to be able to turn the ideas that you have that currently can't be made real into real tangible things that exist. We're currently doing that at the moment for someone in the company. Had a great idea of what if the account system worked entirely differently to the standard Recharge account system. And we spent 6 months building that. And we've seen an 11% increase in subscription rates over the last, I think, 3.5 weeks. Against 3.5 weeks previous, we've had 46,000 individual users access the account system in those 3 weeks. And we can now use that account system to upsell other products that we previously couldn't do, to try and build retention and to build relationships with the customers, which is essentially what everybody wants. They want to build that relationship with the customer so that they keep coming back and not cancelling their subscriptions. I think I'm out of slides. I think I've talked about myself for long enough. So yeah, basically the Q&A, feel free to throw literally any question at me. And as you can see, I can just talk and waffle on forever. So if you want to come and talk to me afterwards as well, that's also great. And I'll answer any Shopify questions you have, especially if they're about development. Thank you very much.